Okay, so I'm going to talk about the power of data in building AI tools and what the future could hold for the racing industry. So, the future of AI in equine racing lies in integrating various types of data into unified systems so that we can build profound insights into horse health, performance, and welfare. We've got advances in visual data capture, wearable technologies, genetic testing, and environmental monitoring. So there's a wealth of data available, but its true potential hasn't been realised yet because we're not joining the dots. We're not working and with the data and putting it all together to form the really powerful pictures that we need at the minute. So what I'd like to talk about is this idea of multimodal data integration. So actually looking at all the different types of data that we collect already routinely regarding race horses, their health, the races themselves, the track conditions, etc., and how we could be putting all that data together to get key insights from this. So things like real-time biometric monitoring. So AI systems capable of continuously monitoring a horse's vital signs, its movements, and its biometric data, such as its heart rate variability and oxygen saturation and muscle strain, will be able to give us a lot of information. If that data can be integrated, it could enable predictive models that can detect health issues perhaps before they become critical, allowing preemptive interventions, so as to step in earlier and do something about it before something gets worse, which makes it safer for riders, better welfare and health for the horses, and better overall performance. We could look at veterinary health data and performance data, and we should be cross-referencing the veterinary records and the training logs and the racing results with AI that can deliver a detailed assessment of a horse's physical condition and its future potential. And that integrated approach would allow trainers and vets to make more informed decisions about what they're doing with that particular individual horse, its training intensity, its periods of rest, its overall health management, whether it should be put forward for a particular race, etc. And then we should also be considering the environmental and track conditions as well and getting predictions about that. So AI that can integrate real-time environmental data, such as weather, temperature, the track conditions, with historical performance data, both of the horses that's going to be entering the race, but also how horses have previously done on similar condition tracks, and that could optimise race preparation. And future systems may provide trainers with suggestions on how to adjust their strategies or modify training to deal with the environmental conditions that the horse is going to be competing under. We can also, this is sort of just an example of how machine learning models can take different bits of information about a horse and racing, etc., together and build a model which can really give pinpoint predictions and really accurate insights into the future. So much less crystal ball gazing and much more using data and mathematics and science to give really valuable insights in the context of racing. The next sort of thing I'd like to talk about in data is looking at horse injury prevention and risk prediction. Injury is obviously one of the most significant risks in equine racing, both for the horse welfare and for financial investment. And if we build AI models that can focus on early injury detection and risk prediction from multiple data sets combined together, that would really help move us forward with preventing injury. So we could look at historical data and sort of have a look at those that are high risk of injury based on their age, workload, genetic predisposition, and previous injuries. And if we build networks based on causal methodologies with domain expert knowledge, leaning on this historical data, we can build really powerful prediction models that would allow detailed foresight of the likely outcomes of different interventions and help make decisions along that track. And we can also look at implementing biomechanical analysis and for gait and movement, so and look at early detection systems that would pick up stuff that perhaps the human eye wouldn't necessarily pick up, but subtle changes that the horse gives off an awful lot of body signals that we are very, very poor at picking up on, in their facial expression, ear expression, the way that they hold their tail, their head. The whole movement of the horse is telling us a picture which we find really difficult to pick up, but machine learning and algorithms are potentially far better at doing that in a systematic way and telling us about issues that we could then go and investigate before they become a problem. So that would be really useful for that. So there's potential for AI to have a significant impact on race safety, by integrating it and looking to reduce injury and improve the health of participating horses. And I think that the industry can foster a safer environment for horses and jockeys, ultimately being a big positive for the sport going forward. The next thing that's a potential for the future would be the use of AI. So that's artificial intelligence, not artificial insemination, which obviously has been confusing for me as a horse vet in my life, adjusting to this new acronym of AI being artificial intelligence, rather than insemination. But yeah, we can look for using it to do smart breeding of horses, and it could really help steer clear of genetic predisposition, perhaps breed for genetic potential and enhance the accuracy of breeding outcomes, when we make predictions on this dam and this sire will be good together. So we can get genetic data analysed, and because AI is capable of processing extensive genetic data sets and could correlate specific genetic markers with desirable traits such as speed, endurance, injury resistance, and future breeding programs could leverage that data. We could also, look then for AI-driven training optimization. So our future AI systems could change how horses are trained by combining the physiological data. So that's the horse's heart rate, breathing rate, its recovery from exercise, etc. How with its performance metrics, the speed, how they do in race, how they do on different tracks, and the environmental factors, along with consideration of the latest scientific research, to create customized training programs tailored to each horse's unique needs. So yeah, as I said, dynamic training adjustments. So AI could adjust training programs in real time based on a horse's performance and its recovery. For example, if a horse is starting to show subtle signs of fatigue or muscle strain, the AI could recommend a lighter workload or longer rest periods. And it could actually, what we could do further, if we've got large data sets, if we could look back and see how a longer rest period or more recovery time affects performance long term, so that we can really understand if what we're implementing does make the right change that we're looking for with time. And the other thing that we can do is get real-time feedback during training. So if we have AI-driven wearables and sensors, this Internet of Things that is becoming more and more popular, trainers can get immediate feedback on how a horse is responding to the training, tracking the vital signs, etc., in real time. And the trainers can then make adjustments to training intensity and methods at the time. And that kind of real-time insight will not only improve performance, but also contribute to better overall health, because, again, it will be limiting risk by training appropriately. So the big word that's on everybody's lips, it seems, for the last year or so at least, has been Gen AI or generative AI, things like ChatGPT, etc. And the rise of Gen AI presents exciting opportunities in equine racing, especially for making large data sets and simulating race outcomes, which is particularly interesting. However, it does have its limitations as well, particularly around accuracy, and it must be carefully managed. So what I would say about training program design and simulation is that Gen AI could be employed to generate training programs that are optimized for each horse based on historical performance data, etc. As I've spoken of already, they could simulate various scenarios and help trainers prepare for different race conditions and different performance expectations. But what I would say, if you look at this image, which has been created by Gen AI, there are limitations. This image, as you can see, is not quite right. There are errors in it, and that is a hallucination. And Gen AI is prone to generating hallucinations. It makes up things which sound credible, look credible, but aren't necessarily right. And so there could be misleading insights if it's not been carefully validated by experts. So that's why we must accompany any insights we get from Gen AI with oversight from professionals with expertise, both in horse health and AI, to ensure the technology is used responsibly and accuracy. So that leads me on nicely to the importance of experts in horse health and AI. It goes without saying, really, but building high-quality AI systems for equine racing requires collaboration between AI developers and equine health and equine exercise experts. No man is an island, as they say, need to work together to actually build tools that really work. So AI tools, no matter how sophisticated, can't replace the knowledge and experience of vets, trainers, and data scientists to understand the different nuances of their specialisms, of horse health, of training, performance, and the data requirements required to build accurate and high quality tools. It's becoming an old adage now, but poor data in gives poor data out. So for often when AI tools are poorly performing, it's not that there's a problem with the AI tool per se, but actually the data used to train it is not good enough, and therefore the output is not good enough because the data that it's leaning on to learn isn't of sufficient quality. So it's really vitally important to use domain experts such as myself for this kind of thing. So expert knowledge is crucial for annotating data accurately and ensuring AI models are trained on relevant and high quality data sets. Without insights of those who understand both horse health and AI, these tools are at risk of producing unreliable results and therefore won't work. For example, an AI system trained on poorly annotated data might fail to predict injury risk or offer inaccurate training recommendations, and then that will be a waste of time and money and potentially put the welfare of the horses at risk as well. I've said it before, but it's worth reiterating that human oversight is really essential in AI deployment. Even the most advanced AI systems require human oversight. Vets and trainers must interpret AI-generated insights in the context of what's going on with that horse at that moment in time and ensure they're applied appropriately in the field. Their expertise is critical in validating AI recommendations, particularly in high-stakes scenarios such as race preparation or injury rehabilitation. The next thing to touch on is really the ethical considerations and industry-wide collaboration. So as AI is becoming more deeply integrated into racing, ethical considerations will become increasingly important, and industry leaders must establish guidelines for the responsible use of AI, ensuring that the welfare of horses is the top priority. The use of AI in racing should be governed by clear ethical standards that prioritise horse welfare, and AI systems should be used to enhance rather than replace traditional horsemanship. And this balance will ensure that the technological advancements don't come at the expense of the health and well-being of the animals. And lastly, a call, please, for industry-wide collaboration. We can't do this separately on our own. We need to standardise the data. So data is collected in various formats according to different protocols across regions. It's all in different places in what we call data silos. And access to the data in those different data silos or data lakes can be difficult, and that makes it challenging to integrate them and analyse them effectively. So if we can establish some standardised protocols for data collection and data sharing, that's critical for future AI applications. So, in conclusion, I'd like to say that the future of AI in equine racing offers immense potential to improve performance, enhance horse welfare, and provide deeper insights into training and health management. However, realising this potential requires more than just advanced algorithms. It requires high quality data, careful annotation, and importantly, collaboration between experts. So, AI experts, veterinarians that know about horse health, and trainers. So, by embracing AI while maintaining a strong focus on horse welfare and expert oversight, the racing industry can usher in a new era of innovation. The most effective AI systems will not replace human expertise, but will amplify it, empowering professionals to make more informed decisions that benefit both the sport and the horses themselves.